Our product set has, I say blown up, that's probably the wrong terminology, but it has expanded and I think we're in a really exciting position.
I joked earlier about support issues. There is no support issues. There's maybe one, but...
Take it offline.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been a steady bet.
Tell me a little bit about WebEx.
Well, what flavour of WebEx, Kieran? Because there's a couple.
I'm over 40 and I don't like picking up the phone
Oh,
because
really?
I do it every day. I'm talking to you guys all day, every day. And
That's different though, Jen. That's because you're fed up with it, not scared of it.
I'm totally opposite to you, so I love that conversation on the phone. I know you're not going anywhere. So we're having a conversation. I know that you can't get out of my question.
If you're on the phone,
that's it. I know that
you can hang up, but you probably don't know that.
I am a big geek. I've been doing it 23 years. I love it. If you get that customer service, you're going to go back. If you don't get the customer service, you're going to blacklist them out of your life and go, not using that provider again.
Hi all, welcome back. This is the TTG podcast. With us today, we've got...
Me personally?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to introduce...
Ladies first, Kieran.
Our premium partner.
Well, no,
I'm Steve Lightfoot from Next Generation IT.
I was just going around this way. Right, okay. Yeah, we'll just scrap that little bit there.
Keep that in. That's the blooper reel.
I think that should stay personally. It's a good start.
For that.
No, well, I was just going to work myself round. Right, anyway, we've got Gamma with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Emily Wallington from Gamma.
I'm Jennifer Somerville from Gamma.
And I'm Steve Lightfoot from Next Generation IT.
So, Emily, you're our account manager. What's that like working with us?
Well, Kieran, it's funny you ask. It's a absolute pleasure to be your account manager. And I'm really proud of our partnership. I think that we work really well together. And over the last year, it was great to see you guys become Gold Partner, which we're really proud of. And hopefully that's just a sign of what's to come.
How many Gold Partners have you got in Gamma? I went to one of the Gammaverse events a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I should have gone last year, apologies.
Terrible, Steve.
There was there was a lot of partners in the room. There were am I right in 1,600 partners?
So we have around, I'd say over 1,000 channel partners. Obviously that chops and changes, but it's hard for me to know the exact number, but I'd say it's around 1,000 channel partners.
And when we're talking kind of gold, and there is a platinum, I believe.
There is a platinum.
Like a super premium. That's next year.
Yeah,
that's obviously what these guys are working
That's
towards.
what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
What numbers are we talking about then when we're kind of in those regions?
So I believe we have, across the gold and platinum partners, we have about 30. So of the whole base, obviously that's quite good that you are a gold partner, and we value that a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot of partners at Gamma, and it does definitely vary from what kind of interaction you've got. Some people take the absolute full portfolio, end to end, don't need to go elsewhere. Some people take bite-sized chunks of the portfolio. Some just come for UCAS, some just come for connectivity. And I think what really makes a gold partner is how much you do take from that and how much you do interact with Gamma. You know, we do a lot of events like Gammaverse. We did the regionals a couple of weeks ago. And that is for us to keep those partners up to date on what's going on. And also to get some of those other partners that are, down on the list, just that a little bit higher. Because we do obviously recognise platinum, and that can be a spend, that can be a people, that can be product, but also we look after the gold and we look after everybody else. And the reason why we've got to look after everybody else, because if anything did happen like consolidation, that I'm sure we'll go on to today, we can't lose those big whales. So we want to give everybody that ability to go further up that chain. And we want to make as many people gold and platinum partners as possible, because then we're doing a good job for them and they're getting obviously the most out of us when it comes to what we can give back, whether it be marketing fund, support on events, etc. And I think that's where we do have a lot of partners, but we want to be able to tier them up and make sure.
And as well, I guess I'm right in saying that they all kind of move at different paces anyway. So it's always good to obviously see natural progression from a lot of the partners. What kind of key products have you seen a vast change in?
Well, where do we start on that, Jen?
Absolutely. Well, I'm Jen Somerville. I do the UC. I'm a UC specialist at Gamma. So I'm part of a team of, I think there's about 11 of us now, and we all vary on what kind of products that we look after. So whether it be like a contact centre region, or whether it just be a hybrid version, whatever it may be, we've all got that skills to cross-sell, etc. And I think what we're now seeing is that people are adopting more of the UCAS portfolio, where previously they might have just been connectivity, they might have just been mobile, and that's because it's become more simplified, it's become easier to deploy, not so much having to do all that cabling that we had to do years and years ago. So you definitely see that crossover, and I think a lot further down, the list of partners that we've got that are going at that slower pace, we're able to handhold that and take them through that journey with the product sets that we've got. We've got PSTN replacements all the way up to next year. We're going to have Cisco Contact Centre for an enterprise. Now that is brand new for Gamma, which will also mean that we're looking at different kinds of partners. So not only the traditional telcos or, those kind of guys that have done connectivity, mobile, IoT, whatever that may be. You've then got those enterprise guys that know how to do this already. They just haven't been doing it with us. So we will see an influx of new people.
Absolutely, Jen. I think historically as well, people would hear Gamma and think, our hosted system Horizon, and probably think that was just it, and our SIP. And now our product set has, I say blown up, that's probably the wrong terminology, but it has expanded over the last year, and suddenly we've got this huge portfolio.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a really exciting position, and I'm really backing Gamma. I mean, I always am, but now more than ever. And it's really nice to be confident in what you do and believe in the product and sort of where it's heading.
And I'll be honest with the excellent support that we do get off of you guys, right?
Oh, thank you, Kieran.
We've noticed that. So a lot of our members, a lot of people outside the membership, they're coming to us with or issues where you have got that solution.
Yeah. I think we were well known for, probably the first UC platform here. And that was great. And we've got a lot of users on it, and it's sturdy, touch wood, and all of that stuff. But, we have to evolve with the times as well. And I think we stood still for quite a while. I'm only actually 2 years into Gamma, 2 years in June. And what I've seen is gone from 2 products to now around 5, with additionals coming all the time. We're building our own products in-house. So not only are we doing the big boys like Ericsson, Cisco, Microsoft, all of those fabulous names, we're also building stuff in-house as well. And I think that's where we really do need to evolve and keep up with the times. And we stood still for quite a long time. Yeah, that might need to get edited out. But we did, and we recognised that. And I think a lot of our partners looked for alternatives. So we had to make some changes and bring more into the portfolio.
Something I'd add in there, though, and in Gamma's defence, is the stability of the product and the stability of the support. I joked earlier about support issues. There is no support issues. There's maybe one, but
take it offline.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been a steady bet.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm sure the market's vast, and you can go to other providers, and there are other services available. But you always kind of knew you were going to get what you got with Gamma. It was kind of that you knew that they were going to deliver a service. It was going to work. And then we go back to this gold partner thing. We like to kind of brag a little bit that we're gold partner, but you say that you look after all the partners, and you genuinely do. Like, I remember 3-4 years ago, I was fresh-faced. My background's IT. So I'm one of those annoying telco partners that kind of come from the IT space, know nothing about it, and then just deal with what is today. What's that big fucking... what's that big box on the wall? We don't do that anymore. But literally from day one, without knowing anything, I mean, the group helped massively. So at the time it was Olivia, and she guided me through the journey and made sure that she said, these are the contacts at Gamma, but don't ring them if your BT engineer doesn't turn up. No offence, Kieran, BT engineer.
And did they ring
it
them?
It happens all the time. So just speak to me. I'll tell you if it's normal. I'll tell you if it's this, that, and the other. And that guided journey through there. And then when I did have to speak to Gamma, they were kind of they were pretty solid, you know.
Yeah.
And it is a rarity. I deal with a couple of other providers across the channel, and support can be a little bit ad hoc. It can be great on one day and a little bit shady
Depends
on
who's
the
in.
other. But yeah, genuinely, like hand on heart, I think you do get a solid service with
I think to add to that, where you were saying about there are other providers out there. So if we look back, probably 5-6 years ago, there was about 100 platforms that you could think of, and I was listening to our MD Will Morey the other day about how there was so many. Now you get caught up in your own little world and you don't recognise that that's going on. But what we're now seeing is a lot of those are consolidating as well, because the thing about Gamma is obviously we've got that intelligence internally, we've got the platform, we're now working with those particular names, and because they've got the R&D to be able to manoeuvre on, etc. And what you're going to see over the next probably couple of years is the fact that is going to consolidate further. And this is why we've chosen to go down the path. We've got our own in-house, still got 800,000 plus users on it, which isn't going anywhere. You've then got Microsoft, Cisco, Ericsson. You've got all of those guys, all of those players that are going nowhere. Whereas you can look at some of the other platforms that are out there, and if they don't have that intelligence, R&D, the money to roll with the times and to keep up to speed with what people are wanting in the UK market, they're not going to survive. They'll be there, don't get me wrong, but will they be able to do certain things like all this AI that people are wanting? People don't know why they want it, but they do definitely want to tick a box. And with all of those products there, we've got an element of that in there. So what we're seeing is, not only partners consolidating, but also platforms consolidating, and that's where Gamma's going nowhere. And that's why we've chosen to partner with, ourselves and back ourselves, but also with those massive players.
And I think, we're completely aware we've never been the cheapest in the market, and that's not our aim or our goal. But what we were certain of is our stable network and our support in the UK 24/7. We pride ourselves on that. And it was just a matter of time for us to have the full product set to be really, aggressive out there. And I feel like we're finally in that position. So we're, super excited.
Yeah, no, and so like you were saying, definitely the product set, and the product set's growing. You're getting more products in. With WebEx, that's what I want to cover off. Tell me a little bit about WebEx. Where did that idea come from? What are you doing with WebEx now?
Well, what flavour of WebEx, Kieran? Because there's a couple.
No, well, yeah.
I'm joking.
WebEx for Gamma.
WebEx for Gamma. So, like we said, we've got our own platform in-house, and that's absolutely fine. Working now with what I call as full fat WebEx is you've got those guys working on that permanently, and the R&D on that, I mean, the amount of money that they can do with that product is, almost infinite. It's a lot of money. And the reason why we brought that in is because Cisco were looking for a wholesale model, American-based, etc. It wasn't the fact that they were able to do what Gamma does. They weren't able to take the product to market like we do. It was more of that agency model, and no offence, but you guys don't want somebody else looking after your customer and you get a slight kickback. You want to be able to do the full end-to-end. So what we, when we were looking around and thinking, actually, we need to have something else in the portfolio, it was just a natural, they needed us, we needed them type scenario. That partnership is what we've done. And, it keeps evolving because they've never had a wholesale model before, and we are almost teaching them what we need from them, calls, storage, etc. We need different increments, just really random stuff that they never would have thought of because they were selling to, to the end user base. But with that as well, we also get all of the access to, some of the product sets out there, some of the, features and functionality of it, the things like smart audio, AI assistant, being able to get that transcription piece right there and then. Launched this week was when I transfer a call to you, you'll get a snippet of that transcription so that you know how to deal with that customer and what's been going on. So you've got that customer service element of, let's not frustrate the customer further. Let's understand what they're going through already before we start passing them around the business, etc. So for me, WebEx is key. We went early adopter last year, October, proper full launch, and you guys are smashing it. We've got, I think it's just shy of 25,000 users on there so far, and it's growing rapidly. People are needing a differential out there, and this is where we're able to give that to those guys now.
Linking it back to the IT space, I was sat in a little breakout room yesterday, and they were talking about people raising tickets, and we were sat through a presentation about somebody. They have like a little chat agent, and people can raise tickets through chat agents, and as good as it is, they were still only raising tickets. Well, I think the average was about 15% of the time they were raising tickets through the chat agent. And the majority of tickets were still being raised by a phone call. And I think that's so important to, it's kind of a little use case, I guess, in terms of our members internally will be using voice for things like raising tickets. And then when you can get access to the transcribing, the AI sentiment stuff, it's super important for us to be able to access those things, and I thought that's just kind of quite a nice use case as popular these chat agents are, and they're saying that the kids don't like picking up the phone now, so if you're like under 25 you prefer chat.
Well, I'm over 40 and I don't like picking up the phone because really? I do it every day. I'm talking to you guys all day every day. So in my personal life, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to go on. And I think
that's different though, Jen. That's because you're fed up with it, not scared of it.
See, I'll be honest,
absolutely.
I'm totally opposite to you. So I love that conversation on the phone. I know you're not going anywhere. So we're having a conversation. I know that you can't get out.
You can't get
my
rid of
question.
No, exactly.
If you're on the phone,
I know that
you can hang up, but you probably
also
not
with like emails and stuff like that. It's taking that time to respond, and I don't get the response back, and I'm impatient. Right?
Yeah.
I like things done there and then. Yeah. And with that, like you said, with the transcribing bit, that would be perfect because then I can also then log that.
Yeah.
And use that as my logs. So
absolutely.
You can use that to go back and refer on what
they were
you
talking about that on the ticket,
about.
so that it pulled through the logs. But then, how would you log the conversation that you'd had against a ticket with a customer, and then be able to refer it and pass it across the team?
Absolutely, and
things like that are really making a difference.
Just some of the stuff, I am a big geek. I've been doing it 23 years. I love it, and so for me, being able to see some of this stuff come through that could have done with years ago. I used to get told off for my emails being too blunt. One of the things that you can now do within the messaging part of it is get it to rewrite it in a different tone. I used to get told to flower it up because somebody had asked me for discount, and my response would be no, without any context around it, just no. Whereas it could have. So
Unless
she says hello and bye at the end.
I used to send it to a manager and just go. He'd be like, just send me that. I'll rewrite it for you and send it back to me. Well, now it's there. If you want to make it a bit more professional, if you want to make it, a longer email going through to, you can do all that. You can change that messaging tone. It's a real help, especially when, you've got to change the way that you're working, especially if you're working, I don't know, in a service department. Sometimes it's going to be, glory, and you're going to have those thumbs up, etc. Sometimes it's not going to be that. And you need to adjust yourself to what's coming in. And I think all of these elements really do help with that. And again, all of it is about customer service, isn't it? That's what all business is about. It's about customer service. If you get that customer service, you're going to go back. If you don't get the customer service, you're going to blacklist them out of your life and go, not using that provider again. Whatever it may be, it could be, it could be a shop, it could be a telephony provider, it could be anybody. It all matters. So I think for me, just being able to see all this stuff coming through and then obviously the bigger stuff coming into the contact centre piece as well, that even takes it even further. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
I think as well, like historically, we would be in conversations with customers, partners, where they'd come to us with a scenario and say, look, we have somebody who needs X, Y, Z, and we'd be in a position where it was, we can't deliver that, or maybe next year, Q4, etc. And we just wouldn't really have that product for that scenario, whereas now we're very much leading with the customer's requirements and we have an answer for it, and it's really nice to be in that position.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to welcome most scenarios and say, tell me the use case, tell me the requirements, and be able to push them down the right avenue. It's quite refreshing to be in that position.
to get them to talk to you. So I do a lot of demonstrations on behalf of partners across multiple different platforms, and the key thing is, what do you do with your phone system now, and what do you want to do with it? And if they then have some kind of quirkiness about it, we've got the ability to do bespoke integrations, etc. And because of the breadth of product that we've got, you don't have to shoehorn. And a lot of the time, if you've got one platform, say it was Horizon and you were selling Horizon all day long, you were almost shoehorning that into probably opportunities that could have been WebEx, that could have been PhoneLine Plus, that could have been IPEX, it could have been, that would have fit the customer better, but you're almost convincing them that that's what they need. Whereas now, you can take a step back and go, not a problem, just give us exactly what you need, and 90% of the time we're going to have something available for you.
And that's it. It's all about developing what they need. Instead of what they must have, it's what they want to have.
Absolutely. Customer-led always. That's our whole approach at Gamma, and I think that's why it's nice to work for Gamma and be part of it, because you're part of that story and that real-life scenario. You're not, forcing someone down an avenue they don't want to go down. We are delivering solutions that are going to, suit them well, because let's face it, none of us want a scenario where it doesn't fit, and they want to strip that out. That's a headache for everyone. That's only a sad situation to be in, and we definitely don't want that.
Yeah, and also to be able to get your feedback. Like there's, I've been sitting through our academy, our product academy at the moment, just ticking them all off.
Going for a little bit of self-training.
I have, and I put it out on
nice.
LinkedIn as well, and I have inspired one person to do it as well. But I found out it's all well and good me learning product, but then when you go through those academies, a couple of tidbits that I've picked up, I was like, I didn't know it did that, etc. So being able to go through there, and if you guys sit on that, etc. Our partners, at the end of it, we always ask for feedback, because there's only so much brain power within Gamma of where we think that product needs to go, or where we think service needs to go. Our CTO is about to do almost like a drop-in session, a bit like this. What's your feedback for us? Because we've got our opinions, but you guys are the ones in front of everybody out there, and we're not. We're not close enough to it, so we need all your feedback to be able to change and evolve.
Absolutely.
And just to highlight what you just said there, right? So the academy, our members get access to the academy as well.
Brilliant.
Which is great. So they actually can learn about what things do, and they can basically implement it within their own business or their own customer business. They get full access. And do you know what? It's a great tool to have, because there might be something that you're wondering, right? And it's very easy to navigate.
Yeah.
So they can just go on, they'll go, right, well, I'm wondering if it can do X, Y, Z. Well, you can go on, you can see that it can do it, and it will tell you step by step and how to do it as well.
Absolutely. I truly think it is a USP of Gamma to have that sort of self-serve portal.
Yeah.
Lots of people have their own portals out there, but, the work that has gone into that over the years, and obviously that continues to develop and progress. We've just launched a new, marketing platform, essentially, where that is completely self-serve for our partners, to get collateral to pass on to their customers. We're transparent at Gamma, so there's not really the hidden part of the portal or anything like that. It's very much what we see is what you see is what they see, and that's how we like it to be. Fairly open, which is obviously.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep progressing. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
like I said, I'm excited to see where the future is going to go. It's only ever going to go up. So I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you very much.
Better do, Kieran, if you're in charge of the figures.
Listen, it'll always go up.
In the words of someone from Only Way is Essex, the only way is up. So.
Only way is up. That's it. But no, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Yeah,
and what we'll do is we'll catch up next time. See you soon.